since posting that short video about travel document for non-citizen, for permanent resident and conventional refugee of Canada, I got a lot of questions. How to apply for travel document, how long will it take, where we can travel. Now, I'm not a lawyer I'm not an attorney, but I can make sure that you apply the right way, you mail it the right way, and you get it the right way. As a resident, I am eligible to apply for travel document. Now, let me give you a quick overview before we go to the forms and really prepare for the mailing and really wait for the travel document of Canada for non-citizen. Now, this doesn't apply for citizen of Canada. This is only for conventional refugee, for permanent resident who does not have their country of origin passport. That means, let's say if you're from Afghanistan and you cannot go back for any reason, that means you're eligible to get this passport because you cannot obtain country of your origin passport, where you are from, basically. So before mailing it, there are some information you have to know, and that is super important. One, this is only valid to travel to certain countries, not every country. Let's say if you are planning to travel to Iran, well, you can travel to Iran, but there are some restrictions. Now, for example, you cannot go and you cannot travel to Pakistan. This is not valid to travel to Pakistan. This is valid, but they may not allow you to. Now, this is not as strong as the Canadian passport, the main one. This is only for like temporary one. It is valid for 2 years for conventional refugee, and it's valid for 5 years for permanent resident. Now, the way to do this, the way to apply this is not to go online and create an account. It's still the old way. We fill it on the computer, we print the names and information, we will take a look at the forms and all of that, and then we print it, obviously, and then we sign it. Of course, we need a guarantor, someone who guarantee you for this travel document. I'm not sure if I can pronounce the guarantor the right way. It is still a hard way. It's still a hard word to say it, but obviously you got the point. So we do fill out the papers, which we will take a look at it, and then we will find a guarantor, someone who guarantees you, and then says that, well, this person, I know this person for 6 months or so, this is valid, and 2 or 3 reference. Basically, you need 2 reference for this. You need an ID, at least one ID, and for example, a lawyer can guarantee you, and she or he should sign where she or he should sign, supposed to, like back of your photo and all of that, and then mail it through Canadian Post, like Canada Post. So that's the very, very, very like tip of the iceberg. So once you apply it, it doesn't mean that you're gonna receive it like over a few weeks. It depends, and it depends on your luck. There's 2 types of it. One is, well, obviously it's less than 30 days. The other one is more than 30 days. If it's an emergency thing, you will get it fast. But if it's not, you will get it on a regular process, which most people will go and choose the regular process because it's convenient, it's easy, there's no need for an explanation and all of that. All right, so let's take a look at the forms, actually how the form is. All right, so we're going to take a look at the forms now, but before doing that, we're going to go on Google. We're going to Google an important word to get the forms and to get some guidance from Canada website. So we're going to go to the form right over here. We're going to search travel document. Once we do that, the very first link will take us to this page. And then we don't need any of these. We just need travel documents for non-Canadians. So we're going to click on it. Once you click, this is the basic and all things you need for the travel document. These information, like all over here, are complete. You don't need any extra training or anything or anyone to hire on. You obviously have anything here that you need. So let's take a look at them. So we have about the process, who can apply, how to apply, after you apply. Like I told you before who can apply, and now after you apply, I told you that. About the process, I give you a little bit of information. The only thing that I haven't taught you is how to apply. Well, that's obviously easy. I gave some hint about it a few minutes ago. So let's jump to the forms. We're going to go to the forms. We're going to say how to apply. Now this will take us to the next page, and that is like, are you in Canada right now? You should say yes if you are, and this is for your for the age and all of that, I guess. So we're going to say for myself, 16 years of age or older. If you do have a child, you can apply for this one. Now, if you need it urgently, you choose 30 business days or less. But if you're on a regular basis, you would go with this one. Now it says complete this form. Once you complete the form, gather all the information like photo, copy of proof of immigration status. If you have a PR or if you have a notice of decision, you gotta attach it to the letter while you're mailing it. A document to support your identity. It can be either your driver license or a health card. And then any valid passport if you had before, or any expired one maybe, that can help as well. I mailed my expired one too. 2 identical passport photos. Back of it should be the following. The photographer must write their name on. So this is like a lot of hints and all of that. This is serious. It must be taken by a studio, and the date and the handwrite or stamp or all of this. And stick on labels are not accepted. Pay attention to this. Pay attention to all these requirements. These are so important. If you miss one of them, they will mail you back, and then you have to do it again. So you gotta pay attention to every little detail right over here. Like, I certify this is to be a true likeness of, and then your name, and then a guarantor should sign back of your photo. Again, all of that is necessary to reference, and then you pay the fee. Paying the fee is obviously easy. You open an account and you pay it, and you attach the receipt. Once you do that, you have the mailing address, exactly where to mail at. The paying option is super easy. We just create an account. We just pay it through online. Everyone has these days these account if you're there in Canada. If you didn't know about this the login account and all of that, let me know. So we are going to go to the forms actually. So yeah, we're going to go to the forms. Forms are necessary. We're going to make it larger. All right, so the forms are complicated. But if you pay attention, it's going to be super easy. But of course, you have to follow the requirements. You have to complete the requirements. You gotta study and read that website. So we are gonna zoom in a little bit. The very first thing comes, oops, you don't see it. So the very first thing you see obviously is these things like personal information and all of that, those are super important. So you fill up all of it. Now this is the part you don't touch it. This is not yours, and you put your ECI. If you have any former name, place of birth, surname of a parent at birth, this should be completed, including the city, country. You gotta provide village sometimes if they asked. So the current home address and all of that, mailing address, email address. So these are very important. Once you do that, you have to sign exactly in the box within the border. Now, if you gotta choose unknown over here, I think I told you that this is not yours, but this is yours. So you have to say unknown if you don't know when you're going to travel. The best option would be unknown. The rest is your personal information, all above to your guarantor. I don't know how to pronounce it this way. It's a little bit hard. So we're going to say, we're going to fill up this information too, and the signature of your guarantor, and date and signed where and when, the city and all of that. She or he should know you at least 6 months. Then we're going to go to the previous travel document if you do have. Otherwise, you just say no. Citizenship and travel document. Again, original citizenship and all of that. Fill it up exactly as they asked. Visited another country since you enter. No, yes. This is your information. If not, provide detailed information. Obviously, this is all about your address, your personal information. We're going to go to the additional personal information like occupation. If you do have, you got to fill up these, and if not, attach an extra. If it's too much, attach an extra form. Put a reference, which comes your friend, not your. I think these two comes. This doesn't come your like relative or guarantor, so it should be friends or someone out of relatives. And then emergency contact, and that's it. The very last thing is the checklist, which is super important. You gotta follow and obey all this requirement and check mark it, and then maybe with the have this checklist and follow this like based on its order. And then the fee. Obviously, the filling of the forms is not super hard. All right, thanks for watching, and I hope you really found this useful and helpful. Now, if you had any question, comment below. We will find it, and of course, we are not a lawyer, as I told you before, but definitely I will have a quick search on it and ask my friends and people that I know and people that I have network with. They might find a solution or an answer to your question. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.